My friend is going to see this video and be like, what the heck happened? Because when I read that the Gears collection was going to have no PvP, no multiplayer, I was honestly taking it more calmly than he was. And between the two of us, I'm the bigger Gears fan. I'm not trying to be like, I'm the bigger Gears fan, I'm the one that cares more. Like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm just saying, like, in the Xbox 360 days, I did play the original Gears of War 1, 2, 3 trilogy a ton. And I'll be honest, I even fell off the multiplayer, and not even just with Gears, just in general, I've fallen off of multiplayer and PvP and all those things. It's more rare that I play that kind of stuff, and when I do, I'm more relaxed and don't care as much how I do. But I'm still, like, something, just a switch has been flipped, because honestly, the more it stews, the more annoyed I get that the probability of a Gears collection not having PvP is actually possible. We might the fact that we might actually get a Gears collection and it just has no multiplayer, like, how is that even, who thought of that? That's such a huge part of the trilogy. That's such a huge part of the franchise. And why would you not want people to explore that and experience that when you're trying to deliver Gears of War E-Day? I don't know. The more I thought about it, the more it just settled in my stomach like spoiled milk to think that Xbox has the balls to deliver a half-baked collection. And I think the reason why I was so calm at first is because I already knew. My friend calls it monkey paw. Xbox does it all the time. The monkey paw. They giveth, they taketh away. I just think Halo Infinite is a shining example of where Halo fans wanted Halo back to the foundations of what Halo was, an arena shooter, and they did it. But then we had no co-op at launch, which has literally never been done in Halo, and no Forge. And then the game was free to play, so naturally the monkey paw with free to play is, yeah, you can hop in and not spend a dime, but really what's happening is if you want to unlock anything, it's all paid for. It's microtransactions, you gotta buy it. And they're like advertising how Halo Reach Armor is like one of the first sets that's gonna be in the game for you to get, but it's behind a freaking paywall. I already paid for Halo Reach, but that was when Halo used to actually be a full package. So anyways, I saw this coming, and from a mile away, because I knew Xbox would pull something to make this collection have a reason to just have the inability to love it. Like, you just can't fully love it. It's gotta have something wrong with it. And I know I and many others wanted the Gears collection. They looked at the Master Chief collection. This thing is, I mean, I know it didn't start perfect. It took a long time to get there, but it's freaking perfect now. Like, play any of the Halos you want, any of the multiplayer, the custom games, the Forge, there's even custom game servers, which are really awesome. But then I remember, I don't know how many of you remember this, they tried to add microtransactions to the Master Chief collection because Halo Infinite was failing and nobody wanted to play it and nobody wanted to buy the stuff from Halo Infinite. So then they were like, I got an idea, let's ruin the Master Chief collection and throw microtransactions in there because that's doing really well. And when that failed, I just had this feeling like I knew they were going to just put microtransactions in the Gears collection, because the only reason why it failed with the Master Chief collection is because it wasn't there from the jump, so nobody was willing to accept it. But if it's there from the jump, more people are accepting of it. And I thought that's what they were going to do. I really did. So I was like mentally prepared to see something stupid like Marcus and Dominic and fucking cat ears or something. But that's not apparently what's happening. We're just getting no multiplayer, which I would hope mean no microtransactions. It would be really ridiculous if they tried to squeeze microtransactions into a game with no multiplayer. Been done before, but yeah. Xbox just plans to give us a Gears collection with no multiplayer. What that means for the Horde mode, I don't know. That is the piece of the pie that I honestly, personally care more about. Like, I really want to be able to play the Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 campaign in the best way possible, but it really just stings to have no multiplayer. Like, why would you want to do that? And I don't want to give them reason to not do it, but I was considering, I mean, if you look at the Halo Master Chief Collection player count, and even just try to play the game, there are certain times on certain Halo games and certain playlists and all that, because it's split up so much in the Master Chief Collection. There was a part of me where I'm like, okay, Gears of War has an even smaller fan base than that, and sometimes there's playlists in there that aren't even playable because there's just not enough people. But I don't care, like, just give it to us. Like, because there is a cult following, there is a community of people that will huddle around this, and this will be their mainstay for a multiplayer game. And I think, like, if the Gears of War E-Day multiplayer is something that can somehow satiate I made a video, I'm gonna go a little off base here, but I made a video saying, is gatekeeping necessary for the gaming industry? And you can watch it. It's pretty interesting, I think, because a lot of people, when they think of gatekeeping, they think of the players gatekeeping other players, which is like a falsehood thing that doesn't really happen. It's just something that people try like kind of tribalize, or whatever the word is. But gatekeeping really stems from developers keeping the game the way that it should be at its foundational core. You can add on and improve that. I would never ever discourage that. But when you start changing what Gears of War is at its core, it brings in a whole new base of players and makes the old players feel forgotten, and then they don't want to play your game anymore. So what happens, to me, I could be wrong, to me it feels like there is the original trilogy fans, and then there is the 4 and 5 fans. And it's like, that is an issue to create for yourself as a developer studio. Because now, in Gears of War E-Day, especially when there's no multiplayer in the collection, what you're creating for yourself is a fight to satiate the fans of the Gears of War 2 and 3 multiplayer, maybe even the 1 multiplayer. Maybe there's some people out there that prefer that over all of them. It's probably a very, very small player base, so it's probably not that big a deal. But like, the 2 and 3 multiplayer had a much bigger player base, and then there's the 4 and 5 multiplayer player base. And I have friends that liked the original multiplayer and aren't as big a fan. They try to hop in and stuff, they just get disappointed again and again every time they try to play it, because they want to relive playing the Gears of War collection that we're supposed to be getting, and now you can't play the multiplayer. So it's like, all right, cool, you get the gameplay and stuff, you can play the campaign, but like, that experience just isn't there. And I don't know why you wouldn't want that, especially if you're going to be delivering Gears Collection to PlayStation, where you're introducing tons of new people to Gears of War, and you don't give them the full experience. And it's just like, why wouldn't you want these people to experience what your franchise is? And so now, with no multiplayer in the collection, you have to make E-Day with a multiplayer that satiates the original trilogy fan base and the 4 and 5 fan base. And I just don't know why you'd want to put that pressure on your studio. And again, I'll probably be just as disappointed. I hate to think like this. It's so negative, it's so pessimistic, but it's so, in my opinion, realistic to expect that Gears of War E-Day is going to have microtransactions, battle passes, all this stuff. Like, there's no more unlocking anything in games. And it's so frustrating to me, because that's a big reason why I used to enjoy multiplayer games. Like, in Gears of War 3, like, I don't know, do you guys remember in Gears of War 3, just, you unlocked, like, all these different characters you could use in Horde mode and multiplayer. You unlocked skins for your Lancer and Retro Lancer and shotgun, sawed-off shotgun. Like, you unlocked all this stuff, and it had a status to it, because even though some of it was just straight up grindy, there was some of it that was actually difficult to do. And when you did it, you put on this thing, and it was like this status of like, yeah, I fucking did that, dude. Like, it was like this little like showmanship kind of thing. And I don't know, that might not sound like a big deal to some, but it was something to me. It meant a lot to me. And having the medals and stuff, and oh man, like getting the medals to Onyx and everything, and showing like, yeah, I did that. Like, all that stuff was just fun. It added to the fun. Now it's like the most fun you're gonna have getting a skin is typing in your credit card number. That's it. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Something about the spirit of the multiplayer in games and things is just gone. And I probably sound like such an old head right now, but it doesn't, like, that's such an excuse to just accept this garbage way of playing games. I don't know. I could go off and rant till I'm blue in the face about this, but I'm just rambling at this point, so I'll leave it to you guys. What do you think about a Gears collection with no multiplayer? And I mean, I guess it's still up in the air if Horde mode is even a thing, because Gears of War 3 Horde mode was peak. I think Gears 4 and 5's Horde mode sucks. It absolutely sucks. I don't know who likes it. I don't know why you would. It's like hero shooter Horde mode type thing where you have like these classes and each of you has to do your job, because if nobody does if like there's certain classes where it's like the engineer and stuff, if they don't do their job right, then you're not going to last till like past wave 5. And it's just unfun. It's so unfun. So Gears of War 3 Horde mode was absolute peak, and I really would love to be able to experience that again. Just like how people thought Gears 2, 3, or even Gears 1's multiplayer was peak, and they'd love to experience it again. But it doesn't sound like that's gonna happen. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Next video hopefully will be a little bit more cheery than this, but I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.